I told the people at Michigan State University, I said that the president of, I think, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, he was so appalled that all these intelligent college students and graduate students had no concept of folk right here in your neighborhood. You walk into one of them Arab stores. Are they Sunni or are they Shiite? You don't even know the difference. You don't know what Sunnis believe. You don't know what Shiites believe. I don't have a clue. I'm ignorant of someone else's center, how they see. So what the president did was he said he made a mandatory course for freshmen at UNC all the way up to graduate school. So everybody had to take a year of Islam, introduction to Islam, just so you can know the basics. When did Muhammad come? What is the Quran? What is the Caliphate? What is the Sufi? Just a basic. And you talking about University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, where Jesus, that's the Bible Belt personified. Have you lost your mind? They wanted to fire him. He was happy to report after one full academic year of Islamic studies for every student, he said to the Board of Trustees, please know there has not been one conversion to Islam all across the campus. The primary religion of UNC is still basketball. Nobody care nothing about no Islam. But that kind of not knowing other people's centers, it's the same thing whites did with us. It's the same thing we do with others. I just mentioned, just playfully, that we could have said to John, that was the Sioux and the Comanche, the Apache, did not make the British learn their languages. How many of you know the Sioux story? How many of you know the Seminole story? How many of you know the Sioux and Apache in the West were taking Africans in who were running away from slavery, some of whom became chiefs? We don't learn about it. We don't, because our educational system makes us arrogant to the point that we think just this center is the only thing that's important. Ain't nobody else done nothing important except what Europe has done. And we are ignorant of other people's centers. In fact, I got tickled when one of the American Jewish Committee or one of those blog people attacking me said that I called Zionism something. Does anybody here in this room remember, not what Jeremiah Wright said, what the Saudi people said, the Saudi Arabia, S-A-U-D-I, was the reason that they hit the World Trade Center and the Pentagon? Does anybody remember? The Saudis, not Jeremiah. You don't remember? Anybody? Anybody? Who? Hey. Exactly. The United States support of Israel. It's uncritical, unthinking, total support of the state of Israel. And the only way we can get your attention is to hit your money and hit your military, to make you understand that until you all stop supporting Israel, you got a problem that's Arab-wide. Not Muslim-wide, Arab-wide. The whole Arab world has a problem with your supporting illegally this decision that was made in 1948. And they're still building. Even after Annapolis, they're still building new settlements. And y'all support them. And until you all stop that, we're going to kill. Fundamentalism. There is fundamentalism. Martin Marty has a great big fat book out on fundamentalism. He looks at fundamentalism. A lot of y'all Christians think we the only ones who got fundamentalists. There are fundamental Jews who are fundamentalists, who hate other Jews, who have women rabbis. So sin and a shame. There are fundamental Muslims. It's Al-Qaeda. I'll take my life and yours rather than sit down at the table and try to discuss differences. The fundamental Christians who will bomb abortion centers, kill Negroes, gays, lesbians. Jerry Falwell said the reason 9/11 happened was because of homosexuals in this country. And a whole bunch of Christians say, amen, Reverend, amen. The fundamentalism is where you have a siege mentality, and you circle the wagons and you say, everybody outside this circle is going to hell. And I'm going to help some of them get there. Because killing them is justified. Fundamentalism is a dangerous reality that feeds into ethnocentric ignorance, theological dissonance, the political decision made in the state of Israel in 1948, and our sacred texts, most of the time ignoring the historical context. Most of the time skipping all over that one. To jump straight to our scriptures, what our sacred scriptures say. And then attitudes about Africa. This is a very fascinating story in terms of attitudes toward Africans and about Africans. What does the Quran say about Africans? Bilal, it is all right to have a slave as long as it's an African. Assalamu alaikum. By the way, we pointed out yesterday, Arabic, please remember theology, anthropology, sociology, remember this. Arabic is a language. It is not a religion. There are people who speak Arabic who are not Muslim. And as soon as we hear somebody speaking Arabic, oh, that's one of them Muslims. That's one of them Muslims. Somebody tell me why George Herbert Walker never could pronounce Saddam's name right. The whole time he was in office, he called him Saddam. And Muslims. But what does the sacred text of the Muslims say about Africans? They're fine as long as they stay in their place, and it's all right to hold. Right now, as we sit here this afternoon, there are African slaves in Kuwait, in Sudan, and in Iraq. What is the sacred text of the Jews say about black people and Africans? I had the Talmud up there on purpose. In the Babylonian Talmud, you'll find some of the most racist writing you could ever get your head around. Cain Felder described some of it for you in his books. One famous passage said that because Ham looked at his father's nakedness, not only is that why he's black, that's why he's got big lips, big nose, and a penis like an elephant. Those kinds of nasty racial things. What is the sacred text? I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody, and I don't know what their sacred text says about what is the attitude about Africans. What is the Christian attitude? We know what the Christian attitude is. Slavery defended, the curse of Ham, hewers of wood and drawers of water. What are the contemporary African American responses to white supremacy? Flipping it back in terms of Sudan today, Saudis today, the missionary legacy, what the missionaries taught, the black Hebrews, not just the Falasha, the black Hebrew Israelites who thought they would be accepted with open arms when they went back to Israel and got pushed up into Dimona, the black Hebrews in Ghana, and the Lembe, L-E-M-B-E people, those black Hebrews whom PBS did a special on several years ago, who migrated all the way down to South Africa.